Hello, Maria Cristina Pérez. You're the director of It's All the Salt's Fault, and we have the pleasure to have with us Mauricio Cuervo, the producer. My first question is for Maria. Where does the inspiration for It's All the Salt's Fault come? Should we understand that those are memories from your own family life?
Yes. Yes. Well, first, thank you for this opportunity. We are very happy to be here. Well, yes, the story was born from some memories of my own family, and I wanted just to show the fragility of family ties by looking at certain moments apparently without importance that sometimes leave us the feeling of some wildness hiding in the normality, behind the normality of family life.
In your previous film, Coffee Break, and the film had a good success in festivals, I saw it, you also depicted persons as animals. I would like you to comment on that, especially in your last film, It's All the Salt's Fault. The story could seem dramatic, but the depiction of humans as animals brings a distance and a subtle humorous tone. So why do you use animals and not human figures to tell your stories? Yes. Mauricio, if you want to comment on that, you can. You're the producer.
Well, okay. Well, first, specifically, I chose sloths because, well, sloths are very adorable animals, but also I think that they are very expressive animals to design. I mean, they are very, very similar to humans. Their eyes and their shadows around their eyes make them much more expressive to character design. Also, telling these stories through animals was the best way to show the wild spirit or wild behavior that we can have. Because it allows me to make like a metaphor of the human being seen as an animal with irrational instincts and impulses. Also, it allows me to play with the wild and the human characteristics at the same time. For example, they eat cooked food like us, but in a moment, one of them eats leaves and worms from trees like sloths. I liked this blend of behaviors because finally it talks about how human or how wild we can be.
Also, in that sense, in Coffee Break, the previous work, there are many species, and is in the history of the animation, the animals allowed to show different characters of human beings, different the rough, in fact, different ways to be human. In this case, it's different because there are just one species, but I think the animals in the very culture that we live allow to see some phases of the human nature better than humans many times.
Yeah, but sloths are also, I mean, for us, they're quite exotic. Do you have sloths in Colombia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
From here, and it's special because in the tropical, because Colombia, we live in the Andes, the mountains very high, like 260, 600, 2,600 meters. And they live like 1,500 low, Then here in Bogota, there are not a lot.
No, in tropical weather.
But 1 hour from here, there are.
There, yeah. So I mean, there are like noble animals as cats, dogs. They're sweet. People love them, but sloths have a strange reputation. They're lazy, slow. So you mentioned that briefly, but I would like you, and also this is something I just saw the film again before talking to you. They're not gendered. We cannot see if it's a boy or a girl immediately. So I would like you to comment a little bit more on these animals and how they really reflect the members of your family.
Well, I could talk about it. Cristina is part in some of members of her family, and also in friends or some. I think that is some more about the faces and the character more than animal characteristics per se. Is then some are some physical similar semblance to real people, or certain characteristics that remember persons more than the animal itself.
Yeah, you know, their long arms and their long legs and their faces are very, for me at least, are very similar to humans.
Was it difficult, Maria, to go into these intimate memories?
Well, first, this story is not based entirely on real life. Just some situations that are maybe awkward situations in my family. But it was maybe there are many fictional scenes that I really enjoy to create these scenes, and to animation. It's better to create this kind of situations, and yes, to blend these behaviors. I like to blend these behaviors because yes, it's the best way to tell this story about the human behavior or wild behavior that we can have.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I think that I was very near to the creative process of Maria Cristina. That is what is really the family. The family concept is so rich, but it has lights and shadows. No, something that so many things that we hide from the world, and at the end are very similar in different families. No? Obviously, there are situations very more stronger than others, but at the end are very similar in the families, or the families in certain way are similar.
Yes, I think also that all families are more or less the same. I mean, we share birthdays, photos, and smiles, and remarkable moments, but also we share silence and secrets or hurtful situations or behavior. Because I think that in families there is an intimacy that allows us to be sometimes indifferent or hurtful to each other.
Mauricio, we often underestimate the work of a producer, especially in short films, in short animated films. I would like you can you tell us about what you did, especially on this short film, how you worked with Maria, what kind of recommendations did you make? Did you fight? I would love you like to say a few words on your on what you did on this short film, because it's a very good one.
thank you, and thank you for consider the work of the producer in animation, and and more in a traditional animation that is also so personal, like is the work of Maria Cristina, and this my work is more than be a support from her. I think that my work, I think is that she could to develop her work in the best conditions, no, without worries about the world. We produce this with a grant from the government, but is not much money. We have to be very organized with the production, with the funds, because it's little money. That is also my work. And also the fight has to be with the time, especially because we have deadlines with the project, and she wants more time ever, and it's okay. The time comes, the end is near, and hurry her a little. And in the end, I also contribute with the work in the post production. We work in more or less like an live action, in the sense we she produces long scenes, and then we cut it and made an edition, and I contribute with that, and also with some processes of post production, because we have not much money, and we have to do almost everything ourselves.
Okay, but what is the state of animation in Colombia? Because there are now talents coming out of Colombia. We remember in 2017 the feature Virus Tropical, which had a very interesting international success. Maria, this is your second professional short film, if I'm not wrong. I read that you're working on a feature. So what is the state of animation now in Colombia?
It is drowning now. It's very interesting moment, because the government, like 10 years or 15 years ago, there is a cinema law in Colombia that supports with a fund to the creators, and it's not much money, but allows to the people to produce with relative calm, with and with the time. People had studied in abroad. Now there is at least one college that animation that have animation in his program, and there are many factors that I think is a very interesting moment now.
Yeah. Maria, would you like to add something?
No. No, thank you so much for this.
When will the feature be made? Next year?
Excuse me?
El feature, la película cuando.
Oh, well, no, I'm I don't know, maybe. No, okay. I'm in early development now. It's yes, it's a feature film that it will be in animation, and it's about the relationship of the father and daughter.
And with animals?
We also are working. She is working now in a new short film.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yes, the short film is for the next year, but the feature, I think, in 5 years.
We'll see.
I don't know yet.
Okay, we'll be happy to discover the feature and the short film when both are ready. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. It's too bad that we can't welcome you in Montreal, but we hope that you will be able to come in our city, our country in the near future. Stay safe. We wish you all the best, and well, see you soon. Goodbye, Maria. Goodbye.
Thank you. All the best for you.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.